Russian forces have gained momentum along parts of the front in Ukraine, according to some assessments, as maps show the latest state of play in the war. Kremlin-backed military bloggers wrote on Friday that Russia troops had advanced along the Kupiansk-Svatovo-Kreminna line northeast of Kupiansk, although the Institute for the Study of War think tank said it could not confirm these claims. In the Donetsk Oblast, geolocated footage confirmed gains by Russian forces northeast of Bakhmut, following recent advances southwest of the town, which has been fiercely fought over for months. Meanwhile, the ISW noted how on Thursday and Friday, Russian forces had made marginal advances southeast and northwest of Avdiivka, the Donetsk town it launched an offensive towards in October, which has come at high losses. The latest maps by the ISW shows Russian advances in recent days around Vodane to the west of Avdiivka and to the north and southwest of Bakhmut. The ISW said on Friday that there have been no confirmed territorial gains from either side on the east, left bank of Kherson Oblast, western Zaporizhzhia Oblast, and Donetsk-Zaporizhzhia Oblast border area. Russian forces battling in Ukraine lost 1,250 soldiers, 19 tanks, and 37 artillery systems in a single day, according to Kyiv's military. Moscow has lost 346,070 troops in almost 22 months of all-out war in the country, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces said in an update on Sunday. The Kremlin's fighters also lost 37 artillery systems in 24 hours, Kyiv said, adjusting its tally of total losses to 8,137. Although it is difficult to judge battlefield losses, the figures from Ukraine's military are the latest indication of the staggering human cost and equipment losses being sustained in the war-torn country. Western analysts broadly suggest Ukraine's tallies are likely close to the true number of Russian equipment losses, although there is some variation in casualty figures and death tolls. Russia does not provide a total for reported Ukrainian losses, but Moscow's defense ministry said on Saturday that Kyiv's armed forces had lost 490 soldiers in the past day. On Tuesday, Reuters reported that nearly 90% of Russia's pre-war personnel were now dead or injured, citing a source familiar with a declassified U.S. intelligence document. This amounts to around 315,000 Russian troops either killed or injured in the many months of casualty-heavy warfare. In mid-November, the UK's Armed Forces Minister James Heappey told British lawmakers that London believed around 302,000 Russian personnel had been killed or wounded since the start of the war. Russia is now frequently losing more than 1,000 soldiers in a day, according to Kyiv's statistics, with casualty figures consistently high as Moscow slowly encircles the Donetsk town of Avdiivka. The Kremlin launched an offensive on the industrial town, which has spent years on the front line, on October 10th. Between then and late November, Russia racked up some of the highest Russian casualty rates of the war so far, the British Defense Ministry said last month. Russia has taken 13,000 casualties in the weeks of pushes around Avdiivka, National Security Council spokesperson Adrienne Watson told CNN earlier this week. On Sunday, the Ukrainian military said Russia was plowing on with attempts to encircle Avdiivka, but repeated that Kyiv's soldiers were steadfastly holding the defense. Ukraine successfully repelled 30 Russian attacks along the front line around Avdiivka, the General Staff said. Russia did not mention the town in its daily rundown on Saturday. Russian troops have advanced around the industrial zone to the southeast of the town in recent days, according to U.S. think tank the Institute for the Study of War, ISAW. Meanwhile, Ukrainian main military intelligence directorate, GUR, Deputy Chief Major General Vadim Skibitsky said on Thursday, Russia is intensifying its efforts to offset high losses in Ukraine to sustain its offensive operations, recruiting up to 1,200 troops a day. Ukrainian have officials previously reported that over summer and spring this year, Russia was recruiting roughly 20,000 personnel per month through crypto mobilization efforts per month. Skibitsky's figure suggests that Russia currently generates up to 37,200 new personnel a month, closer to Moscow's estimates of 40,000. The ISW said that Skibitsky's statement suggests that Moscow is trying to maintain the tempo of its offensive operations, but cannot simultaneously generate large reserve forces while maintaining or increasing Russian forces' operational tempo in Ukraine. This has meant that Russian troops are regaining the initiative on the front in the northeast and east, although the territorial gains achieved so far remain small.
Держу! Айс! Куда, пута? Правее!